Alrighty, we have a wire here we hooked up to this box, and it's not a live box. It's not being used anymore, so we're going to run a wire from this light here to come over to here, and we're going to move the wire out of here and put it down here to go to our wire that's feeding our outlet over by the furnace. So we'll start with nailing our box up here. Alrighty, so here in the country I was born in, we use a 14 American wire gauge on 15 amps, 12 American wire gauge on 20 amps. Black is live, white is neutral, the bare or the green is the ground. Red and blue are also live colors. However, you may find white live in a 110, 120 volt switch loop or in a 220, 240 volt circuit where the appliance does not require a neutral. So we'll get our wires ran to go over here. Oh, how lovely. Oh, I have my staples. I forgot I didn't bring the whole box. So we'll start here. Twist our wire, make sure it's all nice and flat. So we'll come over to here, and then we'll come over to here, and we'll come down to here. So we'll cut it right here. So we'll just get our wire all untwisted here. And we'll bring our wire down into our box here. Okay, so we'll use these for tails. Okay, we'll make sure all 3 wires are even on the end here. Make sure our wire is nice and tight. And we'll push our ground wires back into our box. And I'll keep it down here on the bottom. We'll take about an inch off each of our wires here. Strip with the right size hole. Here in the country I was born in, your outlets are polarized. Your white goes on the silver screw, which is the wide slot. Your black goes on the brass screw, which is the narrow slot. And your bare or green wire goes on this green screw. So we'll hook our ground wire up first. Make sure we have a nice connection like that. Make sure you put your wire around the screw the direction your screw turns, and you get all the copper under the screw head all the way around, and you don't get your insulation pinched. Make sure we get our copper under the screw head all the way around. There we go, our insulation's not pinched under our screw head. Now we'll flip it around and we'll get our black wires on our brass screws. Make sure it's nice and tight. Make sure it's nice and tight. And I'll bring the camera over so you can see it. Okay, and there's the running of our wire over to the light fixture we're going to be hooking into. Okay, so this light is where we're going to hook up into. Make sure all our wires are even on the end, and we'll put our yellow wire cap back on here. Now I'm not going to squeeze the wire nut, I'm just going to turn it with my pliers here. My hands are cold. We'll get our ground wires up and out of our way here. All the way up here out of the way. There we go. just undo these screws here. Well, you know what? We're not frustrating. We're not getting upset. We'll just eliminate that screw if I can't get the wire off of there easily. That's the easy way to do it. There. That's the easy way. You just don't let I can't get it off easily bother you. You just can't let stuff like that bother you. Just do the easiest thing. And I'll just take this one off and get rid of it. There we go. So we have a brass and silver screw. Now we'll get our tails hooked up. I'll strip with our 14 gauge hole. Just doing the easiest thing is the best thing to do, as long as you don't violate safety. Okay, so we'll get our first two started. All twisted so they're even here. Clip them so they're all even on the end here. Oh, it's all crooked. I love how crooked that is. I just love it. Thank you, Jesus. I just love crooked. Just learn to love it. Don't get all upset over it. But fortunately, it's just this one that's crooked, so. Now it's going in evenly. And we'll make sure our wires are even on the end here. Now everything's all nice and even. We'll put our red wire nut on here. Make sure it's nice and tight. insulation even at the top here. Clip our ends so everything's all even on the end here. I'll hold my tail when I put the wire nut on and make sure it grabs everything nice and tight. Make sure insulation's in the wire nut, and we'll put our wires up into our box here. Make our loop the direction our screw is going to turn. Okay, we'll put our white wire on the silver screw here. See how I looped it the direction our screw turns? And my screwdriver is going to hop like a bunny. The flathead is too fat, so we're going to have to make do with the Phillips. Okay, I am going to get it nice and snug here. Okay, I got it nice and tight. I'm going to just try to get it with the flathead. If I can't, I can't. But we're going to try. I want to make sure it's tight. 1, 2. Okay, I got it. There we are. Okay, now we'll fold our wires up into our box. Make sure our wires don't get pinched. So we'll just push them up into our box here. Make sure nothing's pinched up here. We'll just turn our fixture a little bit here. Make sure no wires are sticking out. We are all set. And we'll put our light bulb back in up here. So that is how to run a circuit here in the country I was born in. Peace. Thanks for watching. going to our outlet into our box here, keeping our ground wire down at the bottom, staying on the bottom. This is the easier push-in kind of a screw-in box, and I'll just tighten it up. One, two, and we'll just make sure our ground wire is down away from everything here. And we'll stick our cover on. It's nice and tight. Now the box that was condemned, we will just make sure our wires are terminated in here safely. Make sure our wire nuts are pointing upwards some so they don't come off. There we go. I'm glad I found the other screw, but if I didn't, we'll just be thankful for the one we have and put it on later. So we are all set. Peace.